CCTV cameras are meant to capture mundane activities, but sometimes they catch moments far stranger. Ghostly figures, mysterious dark shadows, and moments that leave you scratching your head. While these girls were dancing and enjoying themselves, something unexpected happened. Out of nowhere, the third girl standing a little farther away started floating in the air. It looked like something invisible had grabbed her. She was kicking and trying to break free, but nothing worked. The other two girls watched in shock and then ran away, scared. Whatever had her, it wasn't letting go, and no one's been able to explain what really happened that night. Gym possession. This man was heading home after a workout when something strange happened. A dumbbell lying nearby started moving on its own across the floor. He saw it and instantly felt something was wrong. He grabbed his bag and turned to leave, but it was already too late. Something invisible grabbed his leg and yanked him down. He was pulled across the floor, but with all his strength, he broke free and ran outside. Later, when the gym staff reviewed the CCTV footage, they found out that the man was telling the truth. Creepy humanoid. While reviewing CCTV footage of his yard, a man saw something that shook him. A scary humanoid figure was peeking from behind the wall, staring toward his house. The creepy creature was eerily stalking the man throughout the footage. Its creepy face and glowing eyes were enough to terrify him. Nobody's seen that figure since, and no one really knows what it was. Some things don't need answers, just distance. Inside presence. This man had been feeling strange for the past few days. He felt like something was inside him, but then one night, he suddenly woke up and felt completely fine, like nothing had ever happened. His curiosity didn't let him rest. He checked the camera footage, and what he saw left him in complete shock. A ghostly figure could be seen coming out from inside his body and walking away. He had no idea who or what it was. A demon or a spirit? All he knew was whatever it was. It had been living inside him, and now it is finally gone. Corridor guest. This man was locking his hotel room and about to leave, but suddenly he felt like someone was nearby. He looked around, but no one. Everything seemed normal, so he walked off. But his senses weren't wrong. A ghostly figure was quietly moving through the corridor. What's even scarier, that figure walked straight through the wall and entered the man's room. Such beings might be around us, but we simply can't see them. Chilling, isn't it? Nightmares. A woman was haunted by disturbing nightmares. Every night she'd wake up suddenly, shaking, acting strange, almost like she wasn't herself. But each morning, she remembered nothing. No dream, no fear, just confusion. Tired of the mystery, she placed a camera in her room. The next morning, she checked the footage, and what she saw left her terrified. She wasn't just having nightmares, something was taking over her. Her face changed, her body moved in unnatural ways, and her eyes looked empty. Was it the house or something inside her? No one knows. But that night, the camera revealed more than anyone was ready for. Sudden disappearance. It looked like a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie. At a busy airport, people were standing in line, waiting for their turn. But then, something unbelievable happened. A man who was just there a moment ago suddenly vanished. He disappeared, as if he had been pulled into another dimension. The surrounding crowd went into a panic, unable to understand what they had just witnessed. It was a high-profile place, and no one expected something so strange to happen there. How did it happen? Who was responsible? The answers remain a mystery. Ghost Rider. A doorbell camera captured something unbelievable. an apparition of a ghostly man riding a ghostly horse. The figure calmly passed by in the middle of the night, glowing faintly in the dark. Locals were quick to share their version of the story. They believed this man was once a brave protector of their town, and both he and his horse lost their lives defending it long ago. Now their spirits still roam, as if guarding the place. In another sighting, this same figure was seen running through a different area of town, as if chasing something or someone. Totally unsettling scenes, I would say. Supernatural girl. One day, a schoolgirl was waiting at a bus stop, minding her own business. Out of nowhere, a bus driver started misbehaving. The girl, seemingly annoyed, suddenly raised her hand. To everyone's surprise, the bus driver was pushed away without anyone even touching him. It was as if some invisible force had taken control. Passers-by were left shocked, unsure of what really happened. Was it just a coincidence, or did she have some kind of hidden power? Lost boy. These parents were searching for their young boy inside a hospital. They moved from one ward to another, calling out his name. They checked the security footage, and it puzzled them badly. It clearly showed the boy standing right there beside them, but he looked different, like a dark, shadowy figure. They couldn't see him, and no one knew what he had turned into. Something in that hospital had changed him, but what exactly it was remains a mystery. Ghostly presence. She was just walking back to her room in a Colorado hotel. Nothing out of the ordinary. Then, out of nowhere, a plant dropped right in front of her. It didn't tip over slowly. It fell like something pushed it. She stood there and was quite confused. But then came the breeze, which was the sign to leave quickly because the hallway was sealed. No open windows, no vents. She hurried to the front desk. They checked everything. Nothing was broken. Nothing made sense. Honestly, if it were me, I wouldn't have stayed another night after that. The final rise. Have you ever seen a soul leaving the body? If not, watch this. Outside a hospital ward, a sweeper was resting when he quietly passed away in his sleep. The next morning, hospital staff checked the CCTV to understand what happened. What they saw left everyone shocked. The footage clearly showed something rising from his body. It was as if his soul had gently separated from him while he slept. There was no sound, no warning, just silence. And then, departure. That one clip made many believe what they had only heard in stories souls do leave. Possessed office. When the office staff returned after the weekend, they were confused to see everything messed up. Chairs out of place, papers on the floor, doors slightly open. At first, everyone thought maybe a thief had broken in, but when they checked the CCTV footage, things got strange. Chairs were moving on their own. The door handles were shaking. Papers flew off the desk without any wind. Doors opened and slammed shut with no one around. There wasn't a single person in sight, and yet something was clearly there. Whatever it was didn't steal anything. It just wanted to make its presence known. I'd say this wasn't just a messy break-in, it was something way beyond. Unknown men. One night, a strange sight unfolded. A man in black clothes with a panda head appeared outside a house. But that wasn't the end. Suddenly, another figure wearing a terrifying bear head joined him. Both stood still, staring at the camera, their gaze piercing through the lens as if they were sending a message to the house owner. No movement, no words, just an eerie silence. What did they want? The mystery remains unsolved, leaving more questions than answers. Possessed man. A man walked into a convenience store, seemingly normal at first. Suddenly, he stiffened and his body began to jerk uncontrollably, as if something had taken over him. He stumbled, knocking items off the shelves, and his expression turned frightening. The eerie scene only lasted a few moments before he regained his composure and left as if nothing happened. To this day, no one knows what caused it, but those who saw the footage agree it didn't look human at all. Elisa Lamb. She stepped into the elevator like it was a normal day, but something felt off. The girl kept pressing buttons, looking outside again and again, like she was hiding or trying to escape. Then, the real horror began. The footage ended there. Later, she was found in a water tank on the hotel roof. No one knows how she got there. Some say it was a mental breakdown, but those who've seen the footage believe something paranormal followed her into that elevator and never let go. Unseen inside. Back in 2022, something strange showed up online. A video appeared on social media from an unknown source. In it, a little girl walks into a room. Seconds later, her swing starts moving on its own. No one is touching it. Then, the cupboard door slowly opens by itself, like something invisible is inside. Thankfully, the girl walks out safely. People had different opinions. Some believed it was a case of possession or a strong, unseen force. Others said maybe it was just wind. But the way things moved, the timing, it didn't feel like a simple wind. It felt like something was there, watching her, and it didn't care who saw it. Unseen presence. For weeks, people inside an old church had felt something strange. There were cold spots and the sense that someone was always watching. But no one was sure what it really was. So they installed a CCTV camera, and soon the truth came out. The footage showed a ghostly woman standing there. She seemed to be there as if the church was her home, moving around casually, like it was all so normal to her. Everyone was shocked. Some refused to enter again. They had questions, but no answers. That church didn't feel holy anymore. It felt haunted. Haunted patrol. A group of security officers were patrolling near an apartment when they heard strange noises outside. One of them even claimed he saw a dark figure, but after searching they found nothing. So the officers decided to check the CCTV footage, and what they saw left them shocked. That same dark figure was right there among them. It was standing right there in the middle of the group, yet none of them noticed it. But after that night, guarding that building was never easy again. Sealed rooms. In an old school in Indonesia, some rooms had been locked for years. No one was allowed near them, but one curious boy didn't follow the rules. He sneaked into the area. As he started to open the door, something terrifying happened. A dark, demon-like figure suddenly jumped out from inside. It seemed like it was locked in for years and waiting to come out. The boy was lucky. He ran fast and escaped. The question everyone had was, where did the demon go, and who would it appear next? Giant ghost. In a small town in Indonesia, there was a house that had been locked for years. Locals believed it was haunted by something. One night, their suspicions were confirmed when a nearby CCTV camera captured a giant, ghostly figure moving around the area. But this wasn't like your usual ghost sighting. It looked more like the spirit of some massive human being. While no one knew where the figure went, it was clear it had been living there all along. The mystery of the house and its eerie inhabitant still haunts the town, leaving people to wonder what exactly was happening behind those locked doors. Vanishing Ball. This boy was throwing a tennis ball against a wall and catching it. It was quiet, nothing out of place. Then suddenly, something unexpected happened. The ball hit the wall, came back, brushed his hand, and vanished. Not dropped, not bounced away, just disappeared. He checked the hallway, every corner, but nothing. The boy even pulled up the security footage. Still no trace. One moment it existed. The next, it was like the ball was never there. Whatever happened in that moment didn't just take the ball. It left behind a question no one can answer. Strange lights. In a small town in Peru, people heard strange sounds in the middle of the night. No one stepped out to check, but when they watched the street camera footage the next day, they were stunned. A mysterious light appeared in the center of the road. It didn't look like anything from this world. Some believed it was a being from outer space. Others said it felt like magic or something paranormal. Mysterious kid. Looks like a normal clip, right? But give it a second. The child in this video seems to be just walking around the house, doing nothing strange. But here comes the twist. This boy is no longer alive. He passed away years ago. So how is he in the video? Exactly what you're thinking. It's his ghost. He still appears randomly around the house, just like he used to. No one knows why he's still there, or what keeps him tied to that place. We're not sure how the family feels watching this, but surely not an easy thing. Doll mystery. In a small town in Mexico, a toy shop was robbed, but when the police reviewed the footage, they found something unexpected. The thief was nowhere to be found. But what happened next was even more chilling. Out of nowhere, a doll suddenly stood up on its own. It was unbelievable. Was the doll possessed, or was there someone else there controlling it? No one had an explanation for this strange occurrence, leaving it as a mystery that no one could solve. Broken floor. A house owner returned home to find everything in disarray. The floor was damaged, and it looked like something had used a hammer to destroy it. Confused and alarmed, the owner checked the security footage for answers. But what they saw left them speechless. There was no thief. No person in sight, just the floor breaking apart on its own, as if some unseen, powerful force was at work. How could this happen? The mystery remained unsolved, leaving the owner with more questions than answers. Nightcrawler. Foggy nights in winter already feel spooky, but what if a strange figure appears in those quiet streets? That's exactly what happened in a small town in Peru. Locals had often spoken about a creepy humanoid figure, something that didn't look like a normal human at all. This time, it showed up again, right under a streetlight in the middle of the road. It stood there like it was searching for something. After a while, it slowly walked away. But where did it go? That part remains a mystery that no one has been able to explain. Backyard watcher.
This is the thing walking around.
This woman always felt uneasy in her backyard at night, like someone was silently watching her. At first, she thought it was just her mind playing tricks, but her curiosity pushed her to check the security footage. What she saw shocked her. A strange, ghostly figure was indeed there, standing in the dark. He was moving there like he actually lived in that spot. It felt like a scene straight out of a sci-fi movie. She had no idea who or what it was. After that night, she stopped going out there once the sun went down.
But this thing I cannot debunk.
Glowing mystery. It looked like a normal ATM visit, but suddenly it felt like a sci-fi movie scene. In an ATM booth in China, a man was withdrawing cash when suddenly a strange black blob appeared next to him. Within seconds, it started growing almost like a real-life version of Venom. Surprisingly, the man didn't react at all, as if nothing unusual had happened. Another guy came in later, and he seemed just as calm. No panic, no confusion. Maybe these kinds of strange things are just too common in China, and that's why no one even reacts anymore. Scream chaos. Julie was just stepping out to run a few errands with her daughter when something unexpected showed up: a snake right outside her door. She screamed on the spot. The funny part? Her daughter, who was still inside and couldn't even see the snake, also screamed, just because her mom did. For a few seconds, it was total chaos. Later, when they watched the Ring camera footage, they couldn't stop laughing. Turns out, sometimes the scream is more contagious than the reason behind it. Creepy man. In Dallas, Texas, a woman had been feeling uneasy, sensing someone was around her house at night. She could never see who it was, so she set up a Ring camera. What it caught was truly disturbing. A man wearing an elephant mask appeared from an unusual angle, moving slowly and strangely toward her door. He was observing her house for no reason at all. She quickly reported it to the authorities, but the man never came back. It remains a mystery, one that's probably better left unsolved. Creepy figure. A man heard strange sounds outside his house one night. He was scared, so he didn't check right away. Instead, he waited till morning and then played the CCTV footage. What he saw made him uneasy. A creepy figure was moving slowly outside his house. It didn't look normal the way it walked, the way it moved, almost like a skinwalker. But after watching closely, it seemed to be a human. Still, something was off. Why was it moving like that? Was it under some kind of control? No one knows. But that video changed how he felt about stepping outside at night. Silent company. Imagine you're talking to someone, and a voice behind you says, "Who are you talking to?" There's no one here. That's exactly what happened in a small town in Indonesia. A boy was at the gym having a conversation with someone, but when the security guard checked the cameras, no one was there. The boy was asked who he was talking to. He gave a name. Everyone shocked that person who had passed away years ago. No one could explain it. Now, even the bravest avoid going there alone. Coworker Chaos. He was working late at the office, all alone, or at least, that's what he thought. Suddenly, he started talking to someone, answering questions. Everything seemed normal, but the next morning, his world flipped. He found out the coworker he was chatting with had never come in last night. He had lost his life in an accident earlier that day. Confused and scared, the man checked the CCTV footage, and there he was, talking to no one. The chair across from him was empty the whole time. Since that night, no one has ever stayed late at that office again, because some conversations, they shouldn't happen after someone is gone. Strange figure. In a small farm near the woods, a man lived alone, tending to his cattle. One quiet night, he heard strange noises coming from his animals. He rushed outside to check, but everything seemed normal. Still curious, he decided to look at the CCTV footage. What he saw left him terrified. A strange ghostly figure entered his farm, glowing eerily. It looked like a human with superpowers. He had no idea who or what it was, or where it came from. This unsettling sight haunted him for days, but thankfully, that mysterious figure never returned. Mysterious object. It's not every day that stray dogs become sky watchers. A strange video from an unknown source went viral. In the clip, a mysterious flying object was seen hovering over a deserted area. Nearby, a group of stray dogs suddenly became alert and started barking non-stop, eyes fixed on it. Viewers online had mixed opinions. Some believed it was a being from outer space. Others were sure it was a ghostly figure, but no one could explain what it truly was. Whatever it was, it didn't just fly away. It left behind questions that never got answered. Area 51 mystery. A video shared from an unknown source has left everyone puzzled. It clearly shows something unusual happening near a lab. The gate started opening and closing on its own, and the entire surrounding area appeared to shift or move. People shared different opinions about the incident. Some believed it was caused by an experiment, while others thought it was a rupture. And if you look closely at the right side and middle of the video, it becomes quite clear. Ghost dog. One night, a man heard his dog barking like crazy. Curious, he looked out the window, and the dog was running around like it was chasing someone, but no one was there. The next morning, still confused, he checked the security footage. What he saw left him stunned. His dog was playing with another dog, but this one was see-through, a ghost dog. How his dog could see it, or why it was there, no one knows. But one thing's sure, that wasn't just a regular game of fetch. Ghostly road stroll. Have a look at this clip. It seems like these dogs are barking for no reason, right? But wait, there's more. Look closely at the road behind them. A ghostly figure is casually walking along the roadside. It's far away, yet these dogs noticed it instantly and started barking non-stop. How did they see it from such a distance? And what exactly were they seeing? There's no clear answer to that. But one thing's for sure, dogs often sense things long before we do. Unidentified orbs. A Ring camera captured something strange. Multiple glowing orbs slowly flying outside the house in the middle of the night. They weren't fast or flickering, just calmly floating, almost like they had a purpose. The clip was shared online, and opinions flooded in. Some believed these were spirits or ghostly energies, while others were convinced they were otherworldly beings keeping an eye on us. No sound, no clear shape, just those floating lights, silently adding another mystery to the long list of unexplained things caught on camera. Parking mystery. At the start of this clip, a creepy woman stands motionless in a parking area. A truck approaches, and just when you think it's going to hit her, something shocking happens. It passes right through her. No, it's not a trick. She's a ghost. This woman tragically lost her life in an accident at this very spot, and now she's often seen in the area. It's as if some souls just can't seem to leave, no matter how much time has passed. Dark figures. At a construction site, security guards noticed something strange on their cameras. Two dark, tiny figures were seen walking from the road into the site. They didn't appear to be normal humans. Disturbed, the guards immediately went to check the site. After searching for a long time, they found nothing. Who or what those figures were, no one knows. Something unexplained happened that night, and it might never be understood. Headless walker. One man claimed he saw a headless man walking down a street. At first, no one believed him, but the spot where he saw it had a CCTV camera outside a nearby house. When they checked the footage, everyone was shocked. The video clearly showed a headless man walking casually as if nothing was wrong. It was a tall, big giant, not like a normal human. No one knows where it went after that. It just disappeared and left people in fear for a long time. Unknown savior. Guardian angels don't always glow or fly. Sometimes they just appear and vanish. A girl was crossing the road thinking it was clear. She only saw one car, but there was a second speeding car, and she hadn't noticed it. Right when it was about to collide, something strange happened. Out of nowhere, a shadowy figure grabbed her and pulled her across to safety. No one saw where it came from. No one knew what it was. The car missed her by inches. Everyone shocked and realizing whatever saved her wasn't normal. Today's scariest CCTV capture of the day will make you look at your partner differently. This woman was possessed by a dark entity, and her husband had to lock her in a room to protect everyone. Whenever the entity took control, her eyes would turn dark, and her expression would change. During these episodes, she wasn't a safe person to be around. Despite the terrifying situation, her husband stayed by her side, hoping for a solution. I hope that with the help of an exorcism, she could be freed from the possession.